Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Mandy, and today I'm going to be talking about and joining the second month of the collab for the show and tell series that Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest are doing. So last month we talked about like who we are and just the meet the teacher, kind of introduced ourselves. Well, this month it is a plan with me, and if you are familiar with my channel, I do a lot of planning videos because I love my planner and I love how it just helps me to live a productive and intentional life. So today I am going to join this collab again for the month of September of a plan with me. And if you're interested in the playlist, actually it is linked below. It's kind of cool because everybody seems to be showing just all the different ways they take how to plan their homeschool. Maybe like a unit study or overall the week or the year. And today I am going to show you how I kind of plan out for the week and just slightly monthly planning for homeschool, but I'm more in the area of planning for the week. I can't do too much in advance. This is my first year full on homeschooling. I'm still waiting for some curriculum to come in the mail. And so right now that is kind of where I'm at with planning for homeschool. So I'm going to take you with me to explain this well, for me it's this week, but when you're seeing this, it may be during, like in the middle of the week. But so I just wanted to thank Jessica and Abby for doing this playlist because we are also getting to know so many other homeschool moms out there that are willing to share some of or a lot of how they homeschool. And I feel like all this sharing is very, very helpful for those of us who are new or in the middle of it or have been doing it for a long time. I just feel like all this sharing is so helpful. I know that is how I have learned a lot of things on the way when I am navigating unknown territories, and it just helps me so much to know that there are other people out there that are, trying to be the best mom, homeschool mom, that they can be. So okay, so check out that playlist down below, and if you are someone who wants to share, that playlist is something that you can join as well. I'm going to show you what's in my planner, how I kind of think it out. I also want to say, and I'll say this while I show you, I'm sure too, I don't plan out every single little thing. I get like a guide or a routine in there, or if I have ideas come up, I will fill it in, but I mainly fill in my planner with so the curriculum that I have, I'll put the lesson and maybe the name, because I like to be able to look at the week to come and think, okay, we're gonna go over this concept for math, maybe it's time. Okay, we're gonna go over time. So is there anything that I can think of that I already have, or something I've seen that is for a free resource, or something that I might want to bring into time? And I like to get some of those materials ready, because if I don't look ahead a little bit and at least plan that much out, I will get frustrated on the day of when it's asking me to find materials, or when I'm thinking I really wish I had that material. I just don't have the time with the two toddlers to go and search for materials or think, oh, that'd be a great idea, why didn't I think of that? Let me still get that together. And I am very on demand all day long. So if I can do something a little bit ahead of time, then that's the plan. Otherwise, I will sometimes write in what we did. I will a lot of times write in something that, like, I'll write a plan, and then if it doesn't happen, we didn't do it. Maybe we'll do it the next day. If I did something else, I will write what I did, because I kind of like to log that and then look back and see if we liked doing that on that day, and then I might plug it in the next week. So without any further talking, I am going to go ahead and show you my planner and how I do all of that, and then that'll be my plan with me for the week. Okay, so these are kind of like the main things that I use for planning. I have my planner, I have my folder that has like the current week's lessons in it, and you can kind of see that I have like them tabbed. I have math, language, science, and history. We have this spell and write book that we just started using for spelling. And then I have our handwriting book. Of course, I have plenty of other things that I plan, but these are more of like the daily things that I will put aside. So first, I'm going to show you my section of my planner where I plan for our homeschool. So basically, I have a Monday through Friday setup, and yeah, my kids are in the background, just let you know now, that's them. So I set it up where the days are on the side, and then up top is kind of what's going on, or like sections of the day. Maybe you could call it block planning, but I kind of do it sort of by subject, sort of by time of day. So Mondays are a little bit sparse because we're getting into the week, but I don't plan the whole week ahead of time. I'll plan like maybe like somewhat of what's going on. But for right now, I'm still waiting on our social studies and science curriculum. So I have other things that I'm putting in there. And I also will sometimes go with the day. My son is in 2nd grade. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So sometimes I just can't plan everything out and most likely get to it, but I have like an idea or a guide. So if I can go through it the night before, I'll have my little morning task here. Those are for me while the kids are kind of waking up and getting some time together. Our morning, I try to list out some things that we do. I'll either sit down with my planner and do that same day or the night before, most likely. And if there's something that I really need to get to that day, I'll write it in ahead of time. But really, I just try to write it in kind of like the night before or the morning of. And then we have math and language, which since I'm using the Good and the Beautiful, I do plan that out. So I will show you guys in just a minute how I do that ahead of time. So this is really what I plan ahead of time. Science and social studies, I do try to plan ahead of time, but as I said, I do not have the curriculum materials yet. I am still waiting on those. So right now we're just kind of working with some things that did come in the mail for me with like states, and my son's really interested in how to make raisins right now. So we're really just kind of like going with what I can go with. I do have some curriculum that I can use, but we've already done that for a couple weeks, so I want to kind of switch it up at this point. And it should be coming soon, our curriculum of choice. So which if you're interested, for social studies we are using Beautiful Feet, and for science we are using master books, and they're both on the way. Okay, so home care and life skills. I usually put a home care item in here for my son. I still need to do that because we're just getting into adding that into his day, so I try to tread very carefully with that. But of course, all of this stuff is happening throughout the day, even whether I write it down or not. He's helping with cleaning. He's, brushing his teeth. I don't know, it's like he's watering plants for me, stuff like that. Stuff that just I'm kind of like, oh, in the moment, let's do this. But I would like to have like some kind of a plan or guide in case I can't think of something in the moment. And then in the afternoon, again, it's not fully filled out unless I know that I want to make sure that I have something here. But I'm filming this on a Tuesday. Yesterday he did a puzzle. Today I have Starfall in case we can't, or don't think of something else that he can do with his hands. The point here too is for me to get a nice little break after the morning and afternoon of school and play with the kids and just taking care of the home. I need a break, so I would like him to do something that he could do by himself and that I can be there if he needs it. So I don't include our read aloud in our morning time. This might say morning basket for some people, but I just kind of call it our morning. We have in our schoolroom little places for some things. Some things are in like a pile. Some things are, I don't have a basket for them, but we do have, you know, things that we pull. And our read aloud usually is done when we are eating lunch and sometimes dinner. Sometimes other times we'll just pull it out, but we're reading Mr. Popper's Penguins, and I'm hoping to get that finished this week or by next week. So here, usually I will write in our spelling words. So like I said, we're in the first week here. So his spelling words are right here. And the reason I like to write in his spelling words are because sometimes I don't want to pull this book, or like on Fridays when he's gonna take his test, I don't tear the pages out, so he's typically using the book, and I think the spelling words are in the back, but I just want to keep it together, so I like having them written down. And then I also will sometimes, I have this planner with me throughout like our school day, and I will end up randomly like asking him about the spelling words, or if we need a little bit of extra work or assignments for him, I can have the spelling words right there. So I really like having that. So let me show you how I do, how I plan our math and language. So at the end of the day on Thursday, if I have time, I will do this. If not, I will do it on Friday or over the weekend. And, you know, if time gets away from me, I will do it on Monday as we go through our lessons. And then after the day, I write it in. And that's kind of what I did this week, because over the weekend just got really busy. So what I do is each week I take out, so I don't have it binded or anything, I take out the lessons that we have going on for that week. I am also keeping track. Let me find... I have some of my little printables I made. I am also keeping track on this page right here, the lessons that we go through. I don't check it off every day. I check it off at the end of the week as I transition the lessons from and into this folder. So I don't know where I got this. I've had it for so many years, but it really has been very helpful and kind of cool. So I don't see these that often, so I'm not sure where to get these, but what I do is we do 4 lessons of the Good and the Beautiful math and language a week. And what I'll do is I will pull them out. Now these are double-sided, so sometimes you'll have part of the next lesson, but what happens is I just keep that page in for the next week, if that makes sense. So for example, we've already done Monday's lesson, and after we do the lesson, so I'll pull the page out, or the pages out for the day, as we go into our lesson, basically. I don't try to separate all of these papers throughout the day. So I know that today we're going to go over lesson 17, time part 2, right here. So I did write that down. I just write down the basics. I write down the lesson we're on, the name of it, and then I'll write down if we'll need like an item or a piece of material. So then as I do that, as I go through it, I always circle what is independent, because in the morning I want to be able to just pull that out, and he does his independent work at any point that I can't be there. So sometimes he does this before I can even go over the lesson with him, because usually we go over the lessons after our lunchtime, since in the mornings I have my 2 toddlers, and it's just too hard to do school. But at least it's ready if we can do some school, or I need him to sit down and do independent work because maybe we have something going on in the afternoon. But while I'm putting the 2 toddlers down for their nap time after lunch, he works on his independent work, and then I come back downstairs to work with him on the lesson. All of this is ready to go. Now, this will be tomorrow's lesson, so I won't put that away, but as you can see, yesterday's lesson got finished, and I put it in the back of this tab. So it's just nice for me to stay organized that way, is So whatever lessons we haven't done are on the front of the tab, and then as we finish them, they're on the back of the tab. And then at the end of the week, I take the whole pile, I put it underneath, you know, I have a pile in a drawer of the books, the curriculum books, and I just put it at the back because I print the curriculum. I put it in the back so that way it all stays organized, and then I pull the next few lessons for the next week, and that's where I get this pile here. And as I go through it and put it in the folders here, I make sure that I write it down first, and then once I have them written down, they're put into the folder for the week. And then, as I've showed you, in the middle of the week, that's kind of what it looks like here, is some lessons are in the front and the ones that we have finished are in the back. So that's math. Here's language. We have this partially done because we actually need this side for today, but the other parts of yesterday's lesson are on the back of the language tab. So we have our science here, and as you can see, we've been working with other things for science, kangaroos, caterpillars, all of that. But as I get the curriculum for science and social studies, they will be part of books. So what I'll only really put in here probably are any printables or copies or anything that we might need for the lesson that we are working on. And then I have some just extra pieces that I can add into the day if we need it. So this was for Labor Day. Yeah, so I really like having this. I don't have too much going on in it. It helps me with planning on the calendar here. And this is pretty much how I plan. If I can plan far enough in advance for things and I need to buy anything, I have a supplies list here. I love writing down our wins for the week and just any notes, and then it basically goes into, let me take these papers out of there. It goes into the next week like this, and I'll just move this paper, you know, I'll check off all the lessons that we got through, and I'll probably make one for science and social studies, just to kind of keep track and make sure that we are going to get through the lessons throughout the year. That's the whole point of this for me anyway. And I also like to do a little celebration at the end of the units, and, you know, just celebrate him and his hard work. So next week, I will move this piece of paper to the following week, and I will set this up. So I do have some videos out because a lot of my videos are about planning. I do have some videos out about planning, so I definitely encourage you guys to go check those out. I have this homeschool planner. I think that I have a video for it. I'll try to link that below. And you guys can check that out too, because I actually write down what I'm planning. So, but if you guys would like a more detailed video where I'm planning, maybe I can do a video for all that I need to plan for next week, or once I get science and social studies, I can put that in a video. Let me know down below if you'd be interested in that. Otherwise, I do try to look at our calendar, and on a monthly basis, I try to plan things that are for maybe a seasonal type of thing. I like to make sure that we have some kind of field trip planned. Usually we're going to have some kind of monthly or unit party celebration, because it seems like that's how it ends up with math and language anyway. And then just a little to-do list going on here. And I try to make sure that I put on our like events and stuff that are happening for our family, as well as any just any dinner, you know, anything. I don't put dinner on here, but it helps me plan out those things, because to be honest, throughout the day, I am working around a lot of different things like that, and homeschool, you know, gets affected by it. So other than that, the rest of my planner is my home and personal stuff, but this section is for my homeschool stuff. So that is how I put it together. That is how I keep my curriculum organized. I have a little pile on our hutch in our dining room, and that's what we do for planning. Okay, you guys, well, that is it. I am enjoying that. I don't know if you remember the last video, the Meet the Teacher one, but I said my iced coffee is my afternoon, like, teacher treat. I am enjoying that right now, and I am totally feeling fall. So, as you can see in our little area here, it is all fall here, even though it is still like 95 degrees. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me today and planning with me. I also want to mention, if you guys are interested in the actual planner I use, I actually have an Etsy shop where it is at, and you can get 30% off if you use the code Mandy30. So I will link my Etsy shop down below, and the code is there as well, but I'll try to run it across the screen for you too. And it's very affordable. It's something that I feel like anybody could use or like put together with something else. I use the Happy Planner discbound system, as you saw. So yeah, if that is of interest to you, it'll be linked down below. But thank you to Jessica and Abby for doing this collaboration, and all the other homeschool mommies that are willing to share here on YouTube. And I hope that you guys are enjoying watching the playlist and getting a lot of good information. So let me know if anything was helpful to you guys down below in the comments. I would love to hear what was helpful. I would love to hear how you plan, or if you plan a similar way to me. I know some people call writing it in after you've done it reverse planning. I do a little bit of both, obviously. So anyways, I would just love to talk to you guys. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.